Hello and welcome to Best WP7 Games. Today we're taking a look at Legends of Descent, which is well, I wouldn't call it a roguelike, it really is more of a Diablo clone. We'll see what I mean by that in a second. I'll just create a new character if it decides to let me. There we go. Put it on normal difficulty. Okay, whenever you load, whether you're loading a new character, creating a new character, or loading an existing one, it takes a little while, but it's the only loading screen in the game, so not really worth holding that against it. So it explains how to play at the beginning, which is quite simple. You tap on the screen to move, and you hold down the bottom left-hand corner and tap to swipe your sword, which I'll need to do straight away as an enemy randomly spawned next to me. So now if we tap on this chest, we'll see it's actually my stash. It isn't a chest of goodies, it's rather where you can put your own items, and they'll carry over to different levels. Now if you want to bring up the menus, you would press the back button on your phone, and it brings up this set of different menus which allows you to equip different items in your inventory. So now switch to the bow, which you come equipped with as standard, which obviously enough works as a ranged weapon. Unlimited ammunition, just doesn't do damage as fast as a sword would, or any other melee weapon in this game. Anyway, as you can see, pretty straightforward. You browse around looking for enemies. Now the blacksmith is not an enemy, in case you couldn't tell. He just happens to stand in the middle of crowds of mobs of monsters who will happily ignore him. What he's doing down this dungeon, nobody knows. I don't know if you also noticed, there's a little map at the top left-hand corner there, which expands as you explore. It's a nice touch, always easy to see where you are. So yes, the blacksmith is an upgrading merchant guy. He'll just obviously upgrade your weapons if you can afford it. Strangely enough, as I've just started with a new character, I can't. There are other tradesmen in the game who will sell you items and allow you to sell your items. Again, they're just inexplicably dotted around the dungeons, the same way as the blacksmith is. As you can see, also you collect a variety of equipment, nothing really worth having at the moment. Not done every time going. You don't really have much magic to speak of at the beginning, and to be fair, even as the game goes on, your magic, while useful, never becomes particularly powerful. There's no sort of no real reason to become a sorcerer in this game, not at the moment anyway. It is worth noting that the developer has been adding features quite regularly, as this is a pre-release version of the game. Oh, well, it's a beta version, it's 0.11 I think, something like that. But what you'll notice, the reason I call this a Diablo clone rather than a roguelike, aside from the fact it's using a graphics engine which is vaguely similar to that of Diablo, you'll notice the way that coins and weapons drop out of enemies and make the same sort of sounds obviously shows where the influence lies here. But in its simplicity, Diablo is a very straightforward game. Rogue and NetHack and Angband and so on are, of course, much more challenging. Still, I notice I'm losing health here, and that's because that guy with the red name above. Red is, I can't know if that's the highest level of enemy or if it's the second. I think purple is the most dangerous type. So these are meant to be able to damage me. However, you may notice even with him being there, it's not exactly hard. It just takes a long time to kill. I did have to use one potion from being mobbed, but you pick up so many potions in this game that that's kind of moot. What is nice is the way that that's controlled. I don't know if you noticed, it was just by tapping my health bar and you drink a health potion. It's very simple, very effective for this control system. What I don't like about the control system is having to hold down the left button to attack. I can understand needing to hold a button to move to attack mode. That's perfectly reasonable. That's also annoying, being a free game. It has adverts at the top, which are right next to where the inventory switching buttons are. But no, my issue with the button placement is the fact that there's only one. There's not one in the bottom right-hand corner. And I can understand that in this portrait mode, where you want those spaces free. However, this is the same in landscape mode, which you can put the game into. But it still only gives you one button to press with a massive space for a second one to go in. And it actually makes landscape mode very hard to control, as you're stuck stretching across the screen with the wrong hand if you want to fight. So that's a bit of a shame. But really the main issue I have with this game is it is just too simple. It doesn't have the depth of Rogue, it doesn't have the polish of Diablo. Still, it's early days and it may become a lot better, and it is entirely free. Legend of Descent is on the marketplace now.